Welcome back to what we've learned in 50 years. I mean, we, that's you and Dad, and we are back in the 80s today in central France, and there's one lady who had quite an impact on your life.
Yes, this was a woman in the church in the town in the centre of France.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she lived with a man for 20 years.
Not married then, eh?
Not married, she'd lived with him, but they had 3 children.
Mm-hmm.
And she desperately wanted him to come to know the Lord, to go on with the Lord and marry her.
So she was a Christian and he wasn't.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted to be baptized so much, but she asked him to marry her.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't. He just wouldn't. He was an alcoholic. He drank a lot, but she loved him, and they stayed together.
I mean, some people would say, well, there's 2 options. Either I leave because he's not a Christian and he's not willing to marry me, or what's the other option that she took?
She took the option of praying. She prayed in every meeting. Even if it wasn't a prayer meeting, she prayed for this man she called her husband, but she just wanted him to turn to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
She just wanted to him to marry her and she to be baptized.
So she kept on praying for how long?
Well, she prayed for a good long while. When she came to know the Lord herself and she realised that she was living a life that wasn't satisfactory to be baptized, she went on praying from there on. I couldn't remember how many months or years it was.
So did she see any breakthrough?
Well, this poor man, got cancer.
Right.
He got cancer of the throat. He was desperately ill. He went into hospital, and she was visiting him, and one day he said to her, we'll get married.
Wow.
We could just talk. We'll get married.
From the hospital room?
Yes. Yes, and so she was so thrilled. But how did he get married? He was in a hospital room with tubes everywhere, with really a dying man.
So how do you organize a wedding ceremony when you're stuck in a hospital bed dying of cancer?
Well, she'd already inquired of the mayor of this little village if he would come and marry them in the hospital room.
Can you do that in France?
Yes, you can do that, obviously. He did it in front of our eyes.
Wow.
He came with his tricolore on and his lady assistant from the village town hall. And when he came in, of course, she knew that she needed witnesses for the wedding.
Who did he ask?
She asked us to go. So, yes, we said, certainly we'll go and be your witnesses. So we went along to the hospital room, and it was an amazing time. First of all, the mayor came and inquired, do you want to take this woman, etc. And somehow or other, they were married.
So her prayers were answered. Well, the first prayer, to see her husband finally saying yes to get married, but she was also praying, if I remember, for him to find the Lord.
After the mayor had gone away, having given permission to carry on ourselves with the wedding, a message for this poor man, your dad said to him, "Where's Jesus for you now?" And he went in his heart. He couldn't speak very well at all. But so he said, "Are you sure your sins are forgiven?" And he nodded. And we were so thrilled. We knew a work of grace had been done in his heart. And 2 weeks after, he went to heaven.
Wow.
And so she herself was able to be baptized and go on with the Lord. A married woman. Well, she was widowed, but she knew the Lord had answered prayer miraculously, wonderfully.
So her husband gets saved, they get married, she gets baptized. Amazing. Is there a key or a principle for all of us listening?
Persevering prayer brings results.
Thank you, Mama.